Child, listen, let's do this again, y'all. I am re-recording because the Mercury's Gatorade said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and delete that file. So I'm just going to go ahead and re-record this. And let's get into it, okay? But first, let's call on the people. In today's Pearls of Wisdom, I want to break down what in the hell is healing through seduction anyway, because I know some of y'all are thinking it, and even some of the OGs, we want to make sure that you are also very freaking clear on what I mean when I say heal through seduction. Now let's talk about what HTS is not. Healing through seduction is not an invitation to think about how your body is going to tap, tap, tap with someone else, or how you're going to tap, tap, tap with yourself. You know, it is not about coming together to learn some choreography, some fabulous choreography, but choreography that you're never going to use again. As the people in my community say, it's bigger than a burlesque dance class. It's bigger than just learning some steps. Healing through seduction is really my invitation to shift your lifestyle. And when I talk about seduction, I am not limiting seduction to sex or masturbation. I'm asking you to trust yourself. I'm asking you to shift your reality. I'm asking you to make your life a ritual. And rituals can be done anytime, anywhere. Holding a fan can become a seductive and healing ritual when you decide every time you flick, you're going to activate something in yourself. Or perhaps every time you flick your wrist, you are releasing. You see how I'm very gently moving the energy behind me. Yeah. So let's get into this replay or reteaching since I got played there. All right. I wrote this down. Let's strip it all the way down. Let's talk about healing through seduction. Healing through the art of self-seduction is not about performance. It's about remembering your body is sacred. It's about remembering your mind is sacred. Your hopes, your dreams, they are sacred. And by the way, you better lean in to something like self-seduction, honoring your hopes, honoring your dreams, and living out loud with yourself before they learn how to tax that too, y'all. Healing through seduction is about using self-seduction as a healing ritual, as a healing art to help you trust your body again, to help you nurture positive thoughts again, to help you reclaim the confidence they try to steal away. They being society, they being a religious group that wasn't uplifting, but traumatic, unfortunately. They being family who, for many of them, bless their hearts truly just trying to keep you safe, or truly trying to keep themselves safe. Work, perhaps, friendship dynamics, any relationship that made you doubt yourself. So I want to give you the 9 principles that I live by and that I teach in my Healing Through Seduction workshops and programs. So grab your pen and paper and let's write these bad boys down. Number 1, every day I want you to redefine intimacy for yourself. Or as my friend Diana says, define it. Don't even think about what you were taught. What does your compass say? Define it. And here's your action step. Connect deeply with yourself every day, even if it's 60 seconds before seeking external validation. Principle number 2, or step 2, find your inner sanctuary. We all know a sanctuary. When we think of a sanctuary, we usually think of a place outside of ourselves. And I'm asking you to come home to yourself. So you can create a sacred sanctuary inside of your home for yourself. You can create it by having a special glass. This is a glass that I use every night after work to honor gratitude or to feel sexy. When I'm hot, I'm not going to use a regular fan. I'm going to use a Marabou and Peacock fan. I'm going to have a corner in the house with a beautiful marble table. And this is where I'm going to put flowers on this table every single week. Or I'm going to have a beautiful jar that I decorate. And this is where I leave love notes for myself. So the sanctuary can also be in your mind. Every day at 5 p.m., I am going to set a timer for 5 minutes and I'm going to romance myself. Or I'm going to encourage a part of my personality I have been suppressing to live out loud. And then I'm going to take another 5 minutes to listen to that back. And I highly recommend this. I have healed myself time and time again. The first time I healed myself was from self-hatred of hating my skin color. And what I did was affirmations and mirror work and listening to myself, playing, the sound of my voice back to me. Step 3, you're going to heal through burlesque and storytelling every single day. How are you going to do this without a stage, you ask? I'll tell you, the stage is going to be here. The stage is going to be here. You're going to heal through telling yourselves better stories. The same way we tell ourselves the doom story over and over and over again, we can also shift our reality by spending time with the powerful story, with the story that feels better to our body. And how we're going to embody burlesque is say, in this moment, I am reclaiming my time. I am reclaiming my autonomy here. And we need to think about reclaiming our autonomy every single day, because we usually have a moment every single day where we're not honoring it. It can be you going to a party when you don't feel like it, you're actually tired, but you're going to this party because you're supposed to go to the party. It can look like hearing your stomach growl because you took way too long to eat, because you felt an obligation not to cater to yourself. And I'll tell you, when we all had to stay at home for the pandemic, we didn't have autonomy because we still had to work, even though we were going through a worldwide pandemic, right? So honoring your boundaries. Step 5, give yourself consent every single day before you do something major, before you show up as the strong friend, before you show up to heal someone else. Ask yourself, do I want to do this right now? Or can I prioritize myself and my well-being, put my mask on? Hello? Let me know if this is resonating. Put my mask on, and then I'll get back to my friend. I'll get back to my family. I'll get back to the job. Step 6, dance your way to self-love every single day. Give yourself permission to use movement as self-care. And movement can be done any time of the day, for 60 seconds to 60 minutes. You want to make sure that there's play in your life again. You want to tap back in to your inner child. Yeah? And I want to thank those of you who are live here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know if you're new in the chat or if you're an OG. Totally forgot to introduce myself to the new people. I'm Perle Noire. I am the founder of Healing Through Seduction. Okay, we've done many things, but right now my main concern is being your sensual Jiminy cricket. Of course, you can go to my website at any time to look at my credentials. Let's get back to the lesson. Step 7, activate your chakras every single day. So give yourself a moment to reconnect and feel grounded. So those of you who feel disconnected from your body, you feel disconnected from your sensuality, you don't feel as confident, well, pause, ground yourself. Part of the reason why you are feeling so disconnected might be a result of you always being on autopilot, always being the machine and never allowing yourself to be a human. Step 8, I want you to fall back in love with glamour. I want you to embrace your unique creativity and beauty every single day. So maybe that's eating on China every day instead of waiting until it's Christmas. Maybe you get a special cup that you use that's just for you, and everyone in your household knows this boundary, that this is just for me. Maybe it's going outside and literally stopping and smelling the roses. This is how you heal through seduction. Seduction is about making sure you're not putting yourself in harm's way. Seduction is about giving yourself moment after moment after moment to trust yourself so you can heal yourself again. Because for a lot of us, we've done the shadow work, we've gone to the therapist, we have the life coach, but we're still feeling disconnected. And having sex with people is not working. Having the relationship is not working. Having the friendships is not working. The masturbation is not working. Because they've become acts of just autopilot, acts that you think you should be doing, but you really want intimacy with yourself. So do things like plan a walk where you actually look up and see the sky. You pause and close your eyes and allow the breeze to seduce you. The seduction I'm asking you to focus on is romance, is putting yourself in different scenarios where you trust yourself, where you tap into your creativity, where you say yes to yourself. Oh, I am glad this is so lovely. I hope you're taking notes as well. So let's do a quick recap. When I ask you to heal through seduction, I'm asking you to put yourself in a position to trust yourself. I'm asking you to reconnect to your body. I'm asking you to reclaim your sensuality. I'm asking you to call on your sensual, creative, and powerful ancestors, because when we are talking about feeling disconnected from the body, feeling like we don't feel sexy, feeling like we don't feel sensual anymore, oh my God, y'all. The same way we can carry ancestral pain that doesn't belong to us, we can also have the blockage. Because some of our ancestors were not able to live out loud. Hell, some of our living folks are not able to live out loud. And so when that is what you see for the most part, is just the women, the people, the men in your life, however you identify, the unicorns in your life, only being celebrated for being numb. Oh, I just love them. They're so strong. Oh, I just love them. They're the best friend. Whatever I need, they always stop what they're doing to cater to me. I love them. Oh, they're amazing. They will give you the shirt off of their back. And notice how no one ever says, but I would stop them, because they wouldn't need to do that for me. Recovered, strong friend, mother of the group here. I am recovered. I have seen the light. I have been redeemed. And so to the other nurturers and strong friends out there, I want you to see the light as well. Notice how there are no cards for grandma. There are no cards for granny and big mama that say, oh, I just love how you said no. I love how you showed me how to honor my boundaries. No, I just loved how you worked yourself to the bone. So if that's all you see being celebrated, of course you are also now numb. Of course you are now disconnected. And like, what the hell am I to do? But you've got me, and I'm going to tell you. Give yourself time every day to reclaim yourself, and you've got to bring the ancestors into the chat, because some of them are relying on you. Some of you were chosen to disrupt the family madness. All right. So let me know in the chat which one of these principles is calling to you. So we had redefine intimacy, find your inner sanctuary, heal through burlesque and storytelling, honor your boundaries, give yourself consent, dance your way to self-love, activate your chakras, fall back in love with glamour, and create your sensual blueprint, which is what we're doing right now. And I'm going to put it in the chat for you as well. Okay. Finding your inner sanctuary. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's do a beautiful assessment together, y'all. I hope y'all are down. Now, I tried to put this in the chat hall, but listen, we know it is the Mercury is in the retrograde, and it is what it is. And my frequency always disrupts electronics all the time anyway. So it is what it is. Hopefully you're taking your notes. No worries if you can't take notes right now, because I'll share the replay. But I want to do an assessment. And before I do that, I will share this link. Those of you who are feeling this fantasy, download my new free worksheet. So if you want to do some of these rituals, download one of my free worksheets, or either sign up to get the recording of my last free masterclass. Those of you who also feel like you are ready to dive deeper, you can also sign up for my next virtual class. Now let's get into this assessment. And those of you who feel comfortable, I want you to respond to me in the chat. No worries if you don't. Hold on one second. Let me just... Thank y'all for being here. All right. I want to see what your sensual healing archetype is, right? Let's break it down. Let's really define, okay, where do I need to focus? All right. Answer this for me. When you're feeling disconnected, what's your first instinct? Is it A, look for validation? Now, what that looks like is maybe you post about it. You're like, and this bullshit happened to me today on social media. You're like, let me tell these strangers how mad I am. Or maybe you've been to a friend and I want you to tell your truth. B, try to power through and just keep busy. So maybe that looks like you scrolling for no reason. Maybe it looks like what we talked about earlier, like having sex or masturbating when you're not actually in the mood. You just want some closeness, and that's what you go to. C, escape into a fantasy or daydream. Now that's me. I will put on a concert. Y'all, I still put on concerts. I don't have dolls. Well, I have one doll that my friend gave me. It's a dark-skinned doll because I didn't have one growing up. And so I might put on a concert, but I just put on a concert like I'm a grown woman and there are grown people here, and it goes down. All right, so I'm C, escape into a fantasy or daydream. D, cry, and then put your favorite playlist on and dance. I also do that. I love to cry. And I believe I cry so much that's how come I'm so grounded. I'm really in touch with my feelings. I'm not afraid of them. But I recognize that's one of my superpowers. All right. So again, when you're feeling disconnected, what's your first instinct? Is it A, look for validation? B, try to power through and keep busy? C, escape into a fantasy or daydream? Or D, do you cry and then make it do what it do after that? And feel free, again, just keep these to yourself if you want to as well, but this is just an assessment. Okay. Question 2, your ideal sacred self-care space would include A, candles, soft textures, music that moves your soul. Is it B, journals, affirmation cards, crystals? Is it C, a beautiful mirror, incense, or something sensual to wear? Or is it D, a comfy chair, a glass of wine, tea, and not a person bothering you? And let me see if y'all answering in the chat. No worries. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Question 3. When you think about telling your story, do you feel A, nervous, B, empowered because you know your story matters and it's sacred, C, curious, you might be saying, I wonder how I can express this, D, like, you know what, actually it's time to tell my story, I've been quiet for way too long. And I'm going to give you your score, so make sure you're putting A, B, C, or D when you answer. All right, question 4. Which boundary do you secretly struggle with? Is it A, saying no without guilt, right? This is for my people pleasers. B, asking for help when you're overwhelmed. That's a lot of people. C, turning your phone off and being unavailable. C, I struggled with for the longest time as a, I grew up to become a people pleaser, which is why I'm able to help other people heal from that. Or D, prioritize yourself over others' needs. Happy to say I'm in the D zone now. I'm like, listen, phone is off, taking care of myself. Next question, we only have a few more. If your body had something to say, it would probably say, A, can I finally feel safe to let go, please? B, please listen to me. I've been whispering for years. C, touch me with intention. I want to be adored by you, not someone else. Or would your body say D, permission granted, let's live out loud? Okay, and thank y'all for answering in the chat here. And thank y'all for taking the test on your own. No worries if you don't want to share in the chat. All right, we have 4 more. What's your favorite way to reconnect with your body? Is it A, sensual dancing or just movement? Is it B, dressing up and admiring yourself in the mirror? Is it C, laying still and focusing on your breath? Or is it D, dancing naked, even if it's just for you? I'm very curious about this one. I kind of like to do them all myself. All right, question 7. Which energy or vibe do you wish you can call in more? A, confidence in your voice. B, feeling more grounded, more rooted. C, sexual freedom and joy with yourself. Or D, vision, clarity, and power. Now let's tally all of these beautiful things, y'all. So there's some other questions, but I'm going to wrap it up here. So if you answered mostly A's, you are what I would call the inner sanctuary seeker. So chances are high you've been craving rest, a deep reconnection to you, to the parts of your personality you've been suppressing, to that inner child, to that diva. Your healing is going to begin in the quiet space. So offer yourself a moment of solitude every day. Again, set a timer for 60 seconds. If you truly believe that's all you have, it's not true. According to so many studies, the average person spends 5 to 8 hours a day scrolling or streaming. And most people are streaming true crime, murder, the news. Oh, Pearl, I'm just so disconnected and I just can't figure it out. Honey, sit down somewhere and be very intentional about coming back to the seduction after witnessing trauma. So again, you had mostly A's, you're craving rest. So give yourself 5 minutes, please, at least every day. Set a timer, set some sort of alarm daily, set a calendar reminder, and just do nothing. Allow yourself not to be stimulated. Allow yourself to let your inner child play. If you chose mostly B's, you're ready to be seen. You're the sacred showgirl, okay? You're ready to be seen, but of course you want to do it on your own terms. So start with seeing your damn self. So every day, 5 minutes, you're going to heal through movement. You're going to heal through storytelling. You're going to heal through glamour. So every day, I want you to give yourself a beautiful moment to do a healing through seduction ritual. So if it's movement, it is just moving your body freely to a song that you love, or in silence to truly take up space while breathing and moaning out loud, while clapping, while stomping, calling on the people, honey. Put something beautiful on. Offer yourself more beauty. If you picked mostly C's, then you are what we call the sensual sovereign. So you've been hiding, and you know you've been hiding. And so now it's time to stand tall and to speak clearly and to own that power you have without shame. So I would start by healing through sound. So one of the exercises we always do in healing through seduction is these moaning exercises. So breathing in and moaning out loud versus no, letting yourself make sound, unlocking that throat chakra, healing yourself by seducing yourself by your own sound, allowing your body to practice not feeling embarrassed. Every time I do this exercise, someone gets shy. And I always remind them, if you have sex, chances are high you're making sound. Do you feel nervous then? And the answer is always no. Do you worry about your neighbors hearing you then? Well, no. So why are we afraid to moan for ourselves? Okay, I love these laughing emojis. Okay, if you chose mostly D's, you are the blueprint architect. You are the visionary. You're the weaver. You are the ones creating the rituals. So you want more of a personalized, intentional path to self-love. Start writing love letters to yourself every day. Get a vase, a bowl, whatever you have. Buy a fan and lay the love notes on the fan. And once a week, pick a day and a time to go back to read those love notes. And those love notes will help guide you on what type of rituals you need or what you need in your life. And I want you to write the love notes from the perspective of a part of your personality you're suppressing. So maybe it's the inner child is being ignored. Maybe it's the diva. And I want to make it clear why I always bring up the child. When you think about healing your connection with your body, your sensuality, you want to stop feeling disconnected. You want to stop feeling numb. You want to stop feeling guilt. You want to stop feeling shame. The child, the ancestors, they're non-negotiable. The ancestors are non-negotiable because most of us are carrying things. It's not just our baggage that we need to heal from. And the child is the only one who knows better than to judge. The child is the ultimate playful trickster, vivid imagination, storyteller. And again, for me, I connect to the inner child and the diva. I do at least 4 concerts, y'all. Like it's like High School Musical up in here, y'all. I'm like full out stripping, doing a full burlesque concert up in here, y'all. So I want you to do the same. I want to open up the floor now. Let's see if we have any questions. Also, really quickly, again, thank y'all so much. For the new people, I'm Perle Noire. I am the founder of Healing Through Seduction and also a burlesque icon, a keynote speaker, but my most favorite title is your sensual Jiminy Cricket. But just like the real Jiminy Cricket, all I can do is be your guide. And I hope there's no one here that doesn't know that reference. Lord have mercy. I hope you know who Jiminy Cricket is and the story of Pinocchio and how Pinocchio's ass wouldn't listen to reason and found himself looking like a donkey, y'all. Remember that time? Jiminy Cricket did all he could do. I mean, all he could do to stop this clown. But, you know, Pinocchio is not fully to blame because that pappy of his just had him all out. Now, you know, this baby was a wooden child yesterday. Now he's a whole human boy and you don't send him out into the world by himself. But anyway, I'm not going to mess with Geppetto today. I'm not going to get on Geppetto. It's, you know, I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to say is that I can only be your guide. Was this helpful? Now this is where I want you to talk to me in the chat. Was this helpful? What did you learn today? What are you taking with you? And again, I want you, especially those of you who are not on my email list, I want you to join us. We have a good time. I want you to download my Showgirl Power Pose ritual. It's a scientific fact that when you stand with your hands on your hip like a hero, you do a power pose. It shifts your mood and how you feel, and you kind of, you know, just feel like you can be anything. Doctors do it. Business professionals do it. A lot of people do it before they tackle something. And I was doing it for the longest time. And I said, now, why am I trying to be normal? I'm a showgirl. So I created the Showgirl Power Pose ritual for myself first. And just know every ritual I suggest for Healing Through Seduction, I was my first client and first success story. So I want you to download that if you haven't. If you're a visual learner like me, you can also click that link and download my workshop recording. That's also free. If you're like, Perle, I've already done the free stuff. I'm ready to get this party going. I want to dive deeper. I'm ready to be in the room with you. I have an online workshop coming up on September 13th from 1 to 3 p.m. online. And we're starting with just a 2-hour teaser to make sure, because the number one reason that people tell themselves they cannot sign up to work with me, they're like, oh, girl, I want to, but I just don't have time. And it used to be a longer program to start, but now I'm fixing y'all's ass. And we're going to start with 2 hours. All right. And then, of course, I always accept goddess offerings and tips if this moved your spirit. All right. Now let's go to the chat and see what y'all have to say. Okay. Last question. Is it clear how this is healing and how it ties to seduction? You can just put yes or no. Is it very clear to you now that I've taken the time to explain it? I'm not asking you to have sex. I'm not asking you to masturbate. I'm asking you to put yourself in a position to reconnect to your body, to reclaim your sensuality, and to have a rebirth on your own terms. Y'all, healing, again, you must do the shadow work. You must kill the ego. You must get the therapy. But at some point, the part of healing that's being left out of the conversation, especially for us people of color, Black people, you got to learn how to be happy. Who knew that was going to be the hardest part? But it is. You have to learn how to be happy. You have to learn how to be happy without emotional surrogates validating your existence, when all you know how to do is be the strong one, the nurturer, the mother. Okay? All right, I see some yeses. I see some wow, thank you. Okay. Okay, look like we had some sacred showgirls up in here. Some folks are going to focus on their confidence. Okay, you're going to focus on finding your inner sanctuary. Okay, we've got a question here. Okay. What advice or guidance do you have when you use your voice and state your boundaries? Okay, you say, I'm state the boundaries and your desires. Oh, but there's no follow through from the other person involved. You know, Jade, I'm so glad you asked that. I'm so glad. And let me tell you why. Now you might not mess with me no more. You might be like, fuck Perle Noire, because I'm about to give you the real tea. When it comes to boundary setting, remember, honoring your boundaries, and that's probably why you brought it up. That's one of the principles. Honoring your boundaries, y'all, has nothing to do with changing the other people's behavior. You have to change. Your behavior has to change. So when you honor your voice and you state your desires, you have to follow through. Not this other person. The other person gets to benefit from you not honoring your boundaries. And how you're going to use the art of seduction to practice this, because again, boundary setting is something you have to learn. Most of us didn't have the opportunity to learn about boundaries. We had to hug every adult our parents wanted us to hug. We had to go places we didn't want to go. We had to put clothes on we didn't want to put on. And at no point was there a conversation of, okay, you're an adult now, and this is how you honor your boundaries. So one of the rituals we do in Healing Through Seduction to practice honoring the boundaries is rubbing your hands together until they are too hot to touch and going through your chakras. And the reason why we rub the hands together is because I want you to feel something. I want you to see, oh, actually, I'm not numb, because I can feel the burning sensation. I can feel the tingling. And then I want you to go from your head to your groin area, which is the root chakra, or wherever in your body. And I want you to caress the skin and just out loud saying yes. Yes, when it feels good. And maybe you can pinch yourself. No, I don't like to be pinched. Doing this practice for about 5 minutes every day, so you learn to trust your body when it's saying no. You learn to trust your mind. And so when we make the commitment to reconnect to our body, we trust our intuition more. And you need your intuition when you're trying to set boundaries as well. Does that sound like a ritual you can do? Does this resonate for you? And anyone else that's thinking about boundary setting, feel free to chime in here. Practice saying no and yes out loud with your own body. And I also want to honor that my work is centered on the connection to self, diving deep in the connection to self first. And the more you practice honoring yourself, it's easier to honor yourself with other people. Okay? Okay, so that was helpful. I am so glad that this was right on time. I'm glad you were reminded about the importance of daily self-love. When I'm saying seduction, I'm saying self-love, I'm saying self-care, I'm saying self-romance. But for me, there was one time when I had my dreams realized. I wanted nothing more as the poor, dark-skinned Black girl who could not go to dance class, who taught herself how to dance in her living room in the hood by watching ballroom dance competitions on PBS, Michael and Janet, Madonna. And I wanted nothing more than to grow up and perform on stages. And I got a chance to honor my idol, Josephine Baker, at House of Blues. This was 2003. MySpace and Skype were things, y'all. Okay, she's been doing this a long time. And y'all, I got a full house standing ovation. I shook what my mama and everyone gave me, and even what they didn't give me. Okay, because I'm from the South, and I want a redo and a recount, because I did not get the booty everyone else in my family has. But anyway, I was on top of the world. Standing ovation at the historical House of Blues. No training, but I made it to the famous House of Blues in New Orleans. 100 people stood up for me. Got off stage, went backstage, and some bum-looking white man with no hair and hair at the same time, who worked there, told me I didn't have the right look for burlesque. That, oh, you did okay, but you're not really. He said something to the effect of I wasn't as pretty as the white women. And I went home and I was devastated. And my ancestors said, "Bitch, are you kidding us?" And I was like, and I am kidding you. What am I doing sitting here crying when my dreams just came true? And that was one of the moments where I realized, oh, I'm relying on emotional surrogates. Oh, I need to learn how to seduce myself and love myself, because seduction at its core, you get seduced by people you trust. It's not their abs. It's not the pow, pow, pow. It's that they put you in a position to trust how they see you more than you see yourself. Come on now. Is anyone here? Am I talking to anyone, or am I talking to myself? Hello? Is anyone here? And it was at that time, y'all, that's when I created these rituals and these principles that I'm now teaching you. I had to learn how to trust myself, my own gaze, and not someone else's. So hopefully this was helpful for you. I'm glad for some of you said it was. We're going to have the replay unless the Mercury Gatorade plays with me again. Okay, I thank you for that, pal. And yes, if you're having a hard time with trusting yourself, you got to practice trusting yourself. So do that HTS ritual every day, asking yourself for consent. So go back to that principle every day. Ask yourself for consent, and start listening. So maybe when homegirl or homeboy is calling, I always say when homegirl is calling about Tron for the 50th time to tell you Tron ain't shit, but you know she's not leaving Tron. She's not leaving Tron. So why do you have to pick up that phone right now when you don't have it? It's moments like that. Or giving yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes to process the day before you pick up your phone and start delivering yourself to everyone but yourself. Giving yourself the consent to check in, defining intimacy for yourself, having the sanctuary, practicing honoring your boundaries with yourself. Another simple way, y'all, to honor your boundaries, to practice this, and then I think I'm going to go. Stop letting yourself hear your stomach growl. That was one of the first rituals I did for myself. I said, I'm going to stop working until I hear my stomach growl, and then stop to eat. And now you're famished and you don't even enjoy the food. You just gobble it up like there's nobody's business. And even making the eating a ritual for yourself. I eat on China every single day. Even sometimes if I'm having myself a glass of champagne or Prosecco, I'll put it in a cute teacup instead of a regular flute, just for the glamour of it all. And so you can honor your boundaries. You can practice honoring your boundaries by not hearing your stomach growl, because that's a sign of that you neglected yourself that day. What are you doing hearing your stomach growl? And I'm saying this as the person who I created this for myself because I was neglecting myself in that way. Yes, this is a skill you can build on, and it's necessary full on every single day. Again, sorry about that, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming to Pearls of Wisdom, aka POW. And I really just wanted to answer the question, what the hell is healing through seduction? I want to make sure that I'm being clear. And I want you to use these rituals. I want you to use these principles. And I'll send an email next week running it back for you so you have a recap. But again, you can watch the recording. I ask that if you were inspired, if you felt healed, please tell someone. Please share this replay with a friend. Please, download one of the free rituals that I have for you, so you have a guide and you're not doing this alone. There's no reason to do this alone. And those of you who feel called, go ahead and join me online. Feel free to email me first. We want to make sure this feels aligned for you. And then, of course, we always accept goddess offerings and tips. All right, that is what I have for y'all. Thank you for being here with me. And I will connect with y'all very, very soon. Until next time, y'all, thank you so much. Bye.